let's start recording in the middle of this loading zone. And yes, we are getting ready for Crisis City. I have a feeling that I'm going to be considering it to be more like Crisis Shitty. Oh, look, we start on a, well, snowboard?
The whole city's on fire.
That's a bit of a stretch. It is just a hunk of scrap metal that Sonic has got onto. And yeah, I've already said my part about this style of level. I have a feeling that this is going to be an absolute... Oh, God! I just got locked into that angle, like, super hard. I don't know how well that came across in the video, but it definitely felt like I jumped over a little bit from where I was, and that felt real bad. That seemed pretty jank. But as you can see, for some reason, we've got these devil worms and these firebirds and stuff that we gotta negotiate in our path. And quite frankly, I don't know if there's anything I'm supposed to do here other than, like, just follow the road. It's like they tried to remake the beginning of City Escape, and they just were, they just were like, hey, we don't actually know how to do this. But people like that level, right? And what's weird about it is that I feel... And perhaps this is just the nature of Sonic fandom, at least among people who aren't, like, ultra-hardcore Sonic fans, that I don't know how people truly feel about City Escape as, like, an actual level, but everybody remembers the goofy song that was playing in it. And I'm probably going to take a little bit of flack for being like, oh, hey, Escape from the City is goofy. It is. Come on. But also, I think that's why a lot of people love it. Like, you know, I'll give you points for that. I got completely my momentum did a thing there. We'll call it that. Yeah, sometimes you just get like turned around, and it doesn't really look like it because it just sort of looks like, oh hey, you slipped into a goofy foot stance a little bit. Or even maybe you didn't. Maybe it's just your board switched and for some reason, Sonic did not. So you can't see a thing. And yeah, this is just... The snowboarding sections are just real bad. I don't remember offhand if these are worse than they are in the 360 version. Because yeah, the playthrough that I've seen before was indeed from the Xbox 360 edition of this game. Don't slip off that. Oh, hey, that actually hurt me. Wow. And there's our loading zone. Got a drink here. No alcohol, otherwise I'd probably be incredibly shit-faced streaming this, but, you know, I don't drink any alcohol, so maybe I just gag horribly on all the taste, but, yeah. You just know that this version runs worse and can be laggier. You don't know if it's any buggier. Fair enough. I definitely, at least, am fairly aware of the increased amount of lag. That's a thing that I've had discussed before, and I have had discussed before. Yeah, that's a way to phrase it. It's not really buggier most of the time. Duly noted. I was gonna say, I'm expecting that I can just, like, transfer between those rails like I can in SA2, but maybe I shouldn't have many expectations, because I'm I'm holding the stick and I'm pressing the X button. Maybe I was gonna say, am I just like flicking it too much? Am I giving it too much of a flicky like we're in Sonic 3D Blast? But no. The flickies. I remember that there was a game just called Flicky, which the flickies presumably came from. Had like a really weird cat face on the cover, if I recall correctly. Like the cat had like an expression that looked like it was kind of disgusted by what it was seeing, if I remember right. But I haven't seen the cover for that one in a while. Either way, Flicky is one of those standard issue Sega Genesis games that ends up on like all of those Sega Genesis compilations. Meanwhile, I got this thing in the back of my head that's like, I don't think anybody's ever actually played that. Which is not quite true. I mean, that's fairly inaccurate, but still, I bet I've just upset a really hardcore Flicky fan who's like, oh, but yeah. But yeah, that's one of those ones that, like, you see it all the time, but you don't exactly hear a lot of people talk about it. But I think I've said before that I think the conversation surrounding the Sega and, well, the Sega Genesis, just Sega in general, really, has gotten a lot narrower and just a lot worse and more like, well, wrong, really, over time. Of just a lot of franchises have disappeared from the discussion. Like, yeah, I will absolutely catch up with chat in a moment. I'm sorry, I've been kind of shitposting a little bit here about my lack of knowledge of Flicky, and yeah, just I think it's kind of sad because the Sega Genesis legitimately had a lot of very good games, but I feel like there were a lot of people who were just like, oh, well, I mean, the Genesis, the SNES was better. And I mean, sure, when you factor in the fact that Sega had to do a lot of stuff basically for themselves when it came to certain genres of games, and that, I know that that's slightly overselling it a little bit, but, you know, there's certain areas where the Genesis absolutely did lose out, but it absolutely was a fair competitor. Anyway, let's go in here and roll up here. Okay, yeah. Flicky was from like 1983. Golden Age Sega arcade game. Was popular in Japan. That I could completely believe. Again, a lot of arcade stuff like that. To be fair, I don't really have a whole lot of memory and, you know, great information about American arcade culture as a thing. Just remembering, you know, a couple of games that were pretty famous and popular in the American arcades, but boy, oh boy, this is a segment. This, like, I feel like they're supposed to have it feel like it has a lot of dynamism of like, oh hey, here's all these chunks of street that are... How did that happen? I probably jumped right into its spike ball or something. But this definitely just feels like platforms that are hanging in the void, just with an animated background. But heck. And yeah, absolutely. Sega was not nearly doing as well as Nintendo was in America, and they just weren't a huge brand overall. I feel like the arcades in America in the 90s were very heavily dominated by a lot of Western games. But I suppose that a lot of that is just because, you know, mentally I associate a lot of the classic 90s light gun stuff with being US made, because for some reason I feel like a lot of that actually is. And not just because, like, oh yeah, America, guns. It's not that. It's probably more out of, like, any sort of ignorance, and because I'm just like, well, the main one I know is Time Crisis. And I definitely didn't really see a lot of Time Crisis. I saw a lot of other machines that I distinctly remember not being Time Crisis, and that's it, when it comes to light gun stuff. And thinking, obviously, you know, Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat in the arcades is a huge fucking deal. And it became a major battleground title when it came to the console wars in the US. That was kind of one of the main things that gave Sega and the Genesis a bit of a lifeline in the early 90s, pardon me. But yeah, oh hey, another loading zone already. Wow, that felt real short. Speaking of real short, I have a feeling that our stay here is going to be real short because we're near another game over already. As far as a lot of SNES games take a lot longer to get into, they're less pick up and play. That is entirely fair. Oh boy, here's our other high speed segment here. Ah boy, I managed to get a little sidetracked here. When it comes to the lineup of the Sega Genesis, an important thing that I remember is that the Sega Genesis was advertised early on, especially a couple of the games. Also, hey, nice camera switch. Oh boy, that's even better. Oh, I just got flicked right off the side because of the left rights. It's easier because it runs so slow on PS3. You know, fair enough. Anywho, so what I'm trying to say is that the Sega Genesis was distinctly, the Sega Genesis came out over here in 89, I think, or 1990. Either way, around that time, and it was definitely, well, in addition to the fact that it was competing with the NES at first, it was distinctly, a couple of games were advertised as being arcade quality, and there were a lot of arcade ports. The original release of the Genesis came packed in with Altered Beast, which Altered Beast, of course, was an arcade machine before then, and probably, I have never played Altered Beast in the arcade, or through MAME or anything like that, but I would expect that the sampled speech quality is at least slightly better, but on the other hand, maybe not. Maybe it is still wise from your word caliber. But a lot of that, I think, is just down to how you use the sound hardware a little bit. Get off of that. No! Because whenever I think about sampled speech in that era, what I tend to think of is the voices in the version of Super Smash TV for the Super Nintendo, which is the one I'm more familiar with, not so much the one on Genesis. Mostly because the SNES is laid out better button-wise, I would think, for that type of game. But the quality on that is pretty good. Honestly, even the quality of those voices on the NES is pretty good for the NES version of Smash TV. But I digress. Smash TV, I'm pretty fucking terrible at. I'm just gonna put that out there. Anyway, yeah. Altered Beast was pretty similar. Impressive port. Fair enough, gotcha. Thank you for filling in that information on a very serious note. I have a bad tendency of sounding like kind of smart alecky and like I don't appreciate a lot of that stuff. I don't really need to. It's just that. Oh, that was a bad move on my part. Can we? We're gonna take a game over here, and I know that it's like, oh hey, I gotta mash the start button a lot more, and yeah, that's true. The Streets of Rage series was a thing on the Genesis. Streets of Rage 2, incredible game. There were a lot of action platformers and stuff on the Genesis, a lot of beat 'em ups. Not exactly so many RPGs, which I'm much more of an RPG person, but the Genesis definitely still had quite a few. It had Phantasy Star 2 through 4. Those are pretty great. I like those games. Even Phantasy Star 3 is one that nobody likes, and it's a little bit glitchy, but I think it's cool. Excuse me. Shining Force was mentioned already. A couple other entries in the Shining series, if I recall correctly. I've played only a little bit of Shining Force and Shining in the Darkness.
The whole city's on fire.
And that's about it. Landstalker is another, well, that's... I seem to recall Landstalker is a little more like Zelda-ish. And also it's an isometric perspective game. It's a very odd one, but yes, the Genesis definitely was a lot more, I think I would agree with that statement. I just had to give it, the earlier statement, pardon me, about Genesis games being more pick up and play than on the SNES. I just had to give it some thought. You know, sometimes it takes a while for you to get there, right? SNES is too slow to replicate arcade action without enhancement chips. Yeah, fair enough. Like, I would say that if you compared them overall, I would think that the main thing where the SNES would win out on overall would probably be its ability to reproduce music. A lot of shmups on the SNES chug like crazy. I don't think I've played a ton of shmups on the SNES, so fair enough. I have to assume that being a... yeah. Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. I believe that's the one that I have for PS3, which... oh, I just... wow, I just fucked that up real good. Yeah, getting a better look at that rail course, because now that I actually did get a better look at it and seeing the amount of stuff in there, I've got to say that, again, if this was in a better 3D Sonic game than this, like if this was in Sonic Adventure 2, I think this would be a pretty fun level. Wow, alright, Sonic? Sonic, what did you do? Okay, good. There is a way back. I was concerned for a second there that we were screwed, but there's a way to get that without the light dash, thank goodness. So, Generations. I have not played Generations before. Wow, alright, that happened. Yeah, I haven't played Generations. I do own Generations on Steam, I believe. If not, it can't be that hard to get hold of a copy. Fuck. So yeah, I would assume that that's a pretty great, I would assume that this level is pretty great in Generations. I've heard nothing but good things about Generations, which, for a Sonic game, is pretty damn rare. Even some of the classic games, you get people being pretty divisive on sometimes, of being like, well, actually... like, I've certainly gone on record before as not always being the most positive towards Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which I'm sure is like Sonic heresy, but there's just certain levels of it that, because they are so long and overextended and not really about speed, In fact, not even just not really about speed, like, they're designed specifically to slow you down. Most notably Sandopolis Zone Act 2, but there's a couple others that have problems like that. That I kind of have some mixed feelings about the game. That, and also I like the music tracks that were in Sonic 3 better than the ones that were replaced with the attachment of Ann Knuckles, but that's a minor thing. That said, I'm not going to come out here and be like, oh, it's a bad game. It's just, it's slightly less good than... I would rather play Sonic 2 is basically the thing. Or Sonic CD. Sonic CD is great, although Sonic CD also is not without its issues. 2D Sonic is not really about speed in the sense 3D Sonic is. You know, I think that's kind of fair, because there's definitely just a lot of levels that do slow you down and encourage exploration. Like, Marble Zone is right there as the second stage of Sonic 1. Well, second zone, rather, I guess. We'll say that, because technically, depending on how you define words like stage in this context, you know, you've already beaten 3 acts of Green Hill Zone. Not to be confused with Green Hell Zone. That's in the Misfits version of Sonic. I think that's a Misfits song. I don't remember. Anywho, yeah. So they kind of give you that, like, right at the start. And then you've got Labyrinth Zone, which is another sort of puzzly area. Things of that nature. And to be honest, there are times when I forget about that until I start really, like, actually talking about it. Especially because it's like, oh, hey, they bank very heavily on this idea of Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive, and all these, you know, everything is kind of advertised on that a little bit. So it can feel a little bit strange. But that's okay, it's still a good game. You know. Alright, gotta remember, we auto-run in a forwards direction, so all we gotta do is left, right, and do our jumps and stuff. Which I think is something that threw me off last time when I was in the middle of this camera spin. Don't worry about it until after the camera spin. As we deal with this pointedly malevolent weather that's just hucking physics objects at us. Oh, physics objects. They're objects with physics. Oh god! Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I guess so, right? Marketing is a bit deceptive. There you go. Yeah, because during that 180-degree camera rotation, my depth perception was all screwed up, and I didn't really notice that, oh hey, I'm actually on a dead path to get those rings. If I don't touch the stick, they're free. Crud. It stubbed my whole body, yeah, basically, that's it.
That tornado's carrying a car.
You know, after he says that Tornado is carrying a car, with the way that this whole, this deadly firestorm is just absolutely tearing everything up in kind of this ridiculous and indeed pointedly malevolent way, as I said before. Like, it feels like it's doing it on purpose. Wow, okay, where's my jump? That's incredibly a problem.
Tornado's carrying a car.
Boy, it sure is, but the point is that I get, like, this mental image of it just literally, like, lifting up with hands and throwing these cars and other physics objects. Like, it's distinctly aiming for Sonic, you know? Kind of fucked up when you think about it. Other way. Alright, so here we just basically gotta dodge things as they come. Try to keep a couple of rings. Oh, here we go. And I know, just dodge things as they come, right? It's obvious, but also, I mean that in the sense of we were running into the camera, and we didn't have objects that were we were having to dodge that were coming up. It's not like a Pepsi Man situation, which, yeah, Pepsi Man is a rough-ass game that has sort of infinite runner into and out of the camera type of design. Oh boy, I was worried for a second there. Could we have missed that? Because if we could have missed that, that would have sucked. 6 minutes 30 for that level feels pretty good, although obviously saying 6 minutes 30 as our time for it is not exactly accurate, I feel like. Okay, good. Thank goodness it has infinite width. Because if they were like, no, go back around afterwards, I would probably have cried. Shadow episode is now unlocked, by the way, so
No matter where we go, all we see are ruins. How can this be our future?
How could it
nuclear
come to
war?
this?
That's what I'm thinking.
Could it be true? If I eliminate that guy, will our world be saved?
Oh, here we go. Did my voice cut out?
The day of disaster. Here
Sorry.
are my records of this event. This was when Iblis was freed, and his flames were released into the world.
Okay, that's cool. I'm glad for that. I don't know if I said anything useful.
And you have this person
I probably
to
didn't.
blame.
Oh, I didn't have a good response for that. That's just like, well, I mean, I think infinite width would be a little bit,
So that blue
a little bit
hedgehog's the Iblis
painful.
trigger?
Blue hedgehog.
Anyway, what's going on with these, something is going on here.
I'll send us back in time to the point when the Iblis trigger was
Excuse me.
alive.
Okay, I did see that that didn't get picked up, so at least there's that. And that's, we don't get... I don't think we know that his name is Mephiles yet, but I will just say this. Why would you trust a dude,
He looked just
you know,
like
who
Shadow.
looks like that, who's named Mephiles? Though I guess
Terrible.
Shadow already is,
According to the data,
Hmm.
the princess died when she was kidnapped by Eggman. Apparently, Eggman's battleship exploded. The date of this incident was 2 days after the Festival of the Sun.
If we don't return in time, Elise will die on board.
He
Eggman's
doesn't have a
battleship.
mouth, you are correct.
That means
Yeah.
I wonder if he must scream. Must scream, pardon me. But yeah, that's Silver, Blaze, and Mephiles. You know, I don't know if it's really spoilers to be like, hey, Sonic character names, because,
You guys
I
are
mean, this
so
franchise is
slow.
not always the most,
A Chaos Emerald.
when it comes to that stuff,
Found one.
Well now,
you
I may
know,
not look it, but I'm
they're not going to
really
force you to play
interested.
all of these games to know the
Unlike
names
a
of all these
certain
characters.
echidna I
Oh,
know.
wow. Okay, Rouge, that's just
What?
rude.
Have you guys discovered anything?
Okay, it was Trust Me or Your World is Doomed. Gotcha. I don't remember, like, a certain chunk of the lore,
You
pardon me.
mean we've got to go through there?
If you don't like it, you can stay here.
You've got to be kidding.
Don't be late.
And yeah, Rouge's voice here doesn't really care, doesn't seem to give a damn about anything. But here we go, onto the Flame Core. Silver seems to be one of those dudes who's like really intelligent, but also incredibly headstrong about it. And like knows a lot of stuff, but is not exactly a strategic mastermind of any sort. Oh, I don't have much of one, Sonic. What you bragging? Oh yeah, you tell me that as soon as I miss the... I mean, yeah, Silver is definitely not... We'll just say it this way. Silver is, like, a gullible character, regardless of anything else. He's Trunks. Yeah, actually, now that you say that, I'm pretty sure that I read somewhere that this game... Oops. Sorry, Sonic. I'm not trying very hard. Gee, I wonder if it's this game. Anyway, so... I believe I read somewhere that Sonic Team was very pointedly... It was an intentional death to restart the life counter. Yeah, let's go with that, but that would have been a smarter idea. Silver... fuck. I think I read somewhere that they very pointedly based Silver on, like, future Trunks, possibly. And just that this game, in general, builds a lot more off of Dragon Ball Z than a lot of other... Well... I mean, I think there's definitely at least some elements that are in common with Dragon Ball, to be sure, throughout the rest of the franchise. Yeah, and it really comes through here because... Again, last story, if I recall correctly, the whole level is you collect the 7 Chaos Emeralds, and then Kairi... Oh, pardon me, her name is Elise. I've got to stop doing that, otherwise people won't take me seriously. And I am very concerned about being... Oh, I cannot even say that. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, they collect the 7 Dragon Balls, and Kairi revives Sonic. And that's the majority of what they're trying to do with last story. So that way they can fight the Sun God. And that thing, I forgot what... I didn't even see what that was. Also, this is a really cruel way to die. Just let me die instantly when I hit the lava. Surely it's deep enough. But now we're into the part of the level where we should... At least if we're dying, it should be because I'm stupid and bad. But, you know, earlier we were technically trying to figure out what we were doing. You know, finding our footing. But here it's because I don't know what I'm doing. Wait a second, I think I have that back. Ah, whatever. We're gonna fuck it up a lot. Anyway.
If I use a homing attack on that monster, I'll be able to reach the other side.
Yeah, I guess fair enough. We could probably have gotten back up to a platform here, right? So, maybe it doesn't need to be, like, instant death lava. But also, that just happened. Whew! Like that, we actually managed to pull that off. So, you know what? As soon as I said something, and as soon as you said something, the plan came together. All I had to do was say something about how impossible it is, and then suddenly the game would let me do it. It has never failed me in my entire streaming career. That's false, but it has definitely happened often enough that it's kind of becoming a running joke to me. This is the worst level in the game, you say? Well, I don't 100% know, but this is definitely... This definitely feels like just... Oh, that looks real good. Okay, I think this is a kill 'em all area. Just judging by that big decorated door.
This weak point is the core of the head. Gotta hit it right when it comes into view.
Yes, it is indeed a DAE room. Gotcha.
This bridge is gonna collapse any minute.
Do I fuck out here? I'm gonna take the reset because we've got a checkpoint right there. Yeah. Don't do that.
This bridge is gonna collapse any minute.
This definitely reminds me. This lava fall with the platforms.
Use the footing that comes floating along with the lava flow.
Reminds me of all things of some of the worst levels of the first 3D Gex level. Pardon me. Of the first 3D Gex game, which was, I seem to recall there were a lot of the a couple of the caveman channel levels, and they had just little platforms jutting out of the side of lava falls and stuff. And it was very easy to accidentally set yourself on fire. Just barely. In an incredibly stupid and embarrassing way. Of just like, oh, well, I got onto the platform correctly, but I still took damage. And that's a pretty feel-bad thing. Too long, it's tedious. Yeah, there's definitely, I'm feeling a little bit of the tedious aspects of things. The aesthetics, yeah, it's a lava zone. It's dried magma and it's wet magma. Wet magma, that's the worst way to describe it. It's dark rocks and fire. I like the purple crystals though. Those are alright. It's too long. Well, we're only 4.5 in, so we're gonna have to see how long it goes. Cool? I don't think that's a good thing, Sanic. I know that you can be kind of blithe, but like, dude, come on. Knuckles section glitch with falling off walls happens several times. Oh boy, I'd say I'm looking forward to it, but I'm clearly not. But also, like, in the sense of being able to have that visible, excuse me, I'm looking for a way to, excuse you, game. I'm looking for a way to get to the, there we go. Get to that ring trail. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, we just saw that, huh?
Let's head into the volcano.
Are you sure that's what you want to do with your life, Sonic? Is head into the volcano? But alright. It's the false glitch. Only happened to me once. Oh, nice. So we're basically safe from that part now, but we just have to deal with the really shitty Knuckles area. And probably still more random falling rocks. Why am I playing? I'm not okay, and I think that that's a thing that... Well, I guess this particular form of not being okay may not necessarily have been a thing that that you were aware of, but I do, I think that there is some entertainment to be gleaned for other people for cases of people playing games that are not good. Also, wow, I kind of just screwed that up real bad. So I'm doing this because I hope that people are like, hey, this is funny. This game is terrible and this person is losing their mind. Crud. Well, that didn't go very well. I don't think we can get back.
No!
Moves ramps that head straight into enemies. Oh, boy. Yeah, I was starting to see a little bit of that going on, and, if I remember to... Oh, well, thank you for letting me, light dash in an area that's not just, like, a scripted area, basically. Because that's how it usually feels in this game, the light dash. Shit, that was just poorly done all around. But we got on the rail and going the correct direction this time.
Yes! What?
Concentrate your power on the light.
Oh,
Show you the way.
this is this level? Wow, alright. So, like, I said this earlier in the... Oh. That might be real bad. I'm re-hitting that just to make sure, just in case it's on a timer. Anyway, Oh, it broke. Nice. Oh, I like this. By that I mean, fuck everything. I'm probably gonna have to restart the level pretty soon. Level. Find any of the other medals in the game. Oops.
No!
Oh, the actual light puzzle is the knuckles. Oh, God. So far, a thing that I said early on when I started streaming this game is that I think we were going to come away from this going, wow, they did that really badly, but at the very least, Sonic Team did have some ideas. Other than, you know, we want a human to kiss Sonic back to life. That doesn't count. I've read fan fiction. That's not exactly weird. Anyway, jokes about that part aside, that we were going to come away from this and think that Sonic Team had some ideas. And I could see in Crisis City that there were some ideas in terms of level design and stuff. Like, the rail section and stuff is real good.
What?
If the speed section's controlled a little bit better, maybe that would not be a bad chase sequence. But meanwhile, this level's primary guiding directive seems to be fuck the player. Is what I'm starting to get so far. Because this really does kind of seem like fuck the player.
Yes!
And I can't sincerely think offhand, and this is probably going to be a fairly narrow description, that I can't offhand think of like a lava level or anything else that really takes place in any sort of lava area that Sonic Team has done that is worse than this. Like, even, and we'll stretch it out a little bit and say that we'll count Phantasy Star Online, because the cave area, the first floor of the caves
Yes!
are all like lava based. I mean, there's not really lava that can hurt you, but it's a lava environment, and that does have some serious BS going to it. Like, especially once you reach the max difficulty and the poison lilies can shoot orbs that one-shot kill you unless you have, like, 80% or something resistance. Even that is nowhere near this level of shenanigans. Copy the layout between the practice room and the knuckles. Blatantly pad the level. Oh boy.
While jumping, if all of the lights shine at once, your way will become clear.
I love it. Wait, no, the other thing.
Press the square button once to do a heat again to do a back flop, and a third time to do a
Oh wow, they named all of his swings to provide the illusion of there being an attack. I see. I need to hit all the lights within a timer.
Press the square
Oh,
button once
fuck
to do a
you.
knuckle, again to do a back
I...
and a third time to do a stone breaker for a combo attack.
Nope, don't like that. What was that weird, like, energy sound that it was making? The worm was making, rather. Yeah, I was noticing that he's not having a great time with his, with dealing with anything in a wall. Okay, so that other orb isn't even lit up. I'm gonna have to go fix that in a second. Why am I fighting these boxes? The combo feels like absolute garbage just in general, by the way. I just need to put that forward. And what are the conditions for lighting them? Do I have to just hit them with something? Or what's the deal?
Once to do a heat knuckle, again to do a back flop, and a third time to do a
Other than the fact that, hey, the level, the room is timed. Get the ring. Alright, get up here. That was an attack, I suppose. Shit. My depth perception. My attack animations. It looks really, really messed. Just punch them. Alright. Did I miss something? I think I missed something. Either that or I timed out. Now we got that one. Okay, so I'm going back. Alright, so this one has timed out. Do they... Okay, they don't detonate. They just switch off. 3, 4, 5. There's 5 to hit in here, I think. Unless there's another one I've missed. Okay. Well, good that they just restart, because I was very concerned after the exploding stone eggs in the other room. There's 5. Okay. 1, 2. Frame rate. I got killed by that thing's backswing in an incredibly awkward manner. Alright, that's cool. And we just got knocked way the fuck back. Oh, shit. Alright, that works.
I'll take care of it.
Alright. Get over here.
If all of the lights shine at once,
Hit it.
the way will become clear.
I'm feeling like maybe I want to go deal with that last one a little bit later. Or perhaps not, because that's... This path is very easy to take. 2. Is there a good easy way to get up there? There we go. Alright. 3. Four. And 5. Okay, well, that was not the kind of terrible that I was expecting it to be, but it wasn't great. Unfortunately, we also have to remember... Get the fuck out of here. We also have to remember, pardon me, that I don't have any lives. If I die here, I'm gaming over, and I have to go through this entire marathon of a shit show again. Oh, really? You didn't die from when I swept you? Fucking incredible enemy design, by the way. It's just a lava xenomorph. Or, pardon me. If I could pronounce that word correctly, would be probably... I think that people would not think quite so less of me if I could pronounce xenomorph properly. And to think, somebody literally just sent me a copy of Alien on DVD 2 days ago. I haven't watched it yet. I need to. I should definitely set aside time to do that. Reminds you of the Black Arms. Is that the name of the things from Shadow the Hedgehog? Because I remember that Shadow the Hedgehog, I've seen a couple of videos on it, because, yeah. The big thing was called Black Doom, and it had the goofy, deep voice of, like, Shadow, go and turn on the computer or something. I don't remember what you're supposed to do. Shadow, get into a bare-knuckle boxing match with the president. Let's save, because we don't want to do Flamecore again. At least not in this story. I mean, we're gonna have to do it again later, but you know what? Hey, Glamrock already sounds similar. Oh.
I found a Chaos Emerald.
Don't touch it!
What? What's this?
Shadow, I think you should have warned her beforehand. And again, I love how little she is interested in being here. Alright, so what are we dealing with here? We've got... Oh, I was gonna say I've literally seen this exact thing before, and it's just... Iblis. That's just Wind Waker Goma. Like... That is what you think Muslim Satan looks like. Is just Wind Waker Goma. I mean, okay.
Leave this to me.
Oh, I heard that sound, and keep in mind that my sound output from my speaker screen, my screen's internal speaker
It's a little too
is
far
not
to
exactly
attack. Is there
great.
some way to draw him in?
Okay, so we have to lure this thing, and it's a being of pure evil, right? So I feel like a good way to do that is gonna be that we want to light up these light balls, or we can just have it bite one of the platforms out from under us. Let's pause here, Stanley.
Watch out, Sonic! Against something that large, you won't have a chance on the soft footholds.
You don't say, Amy. Wait, no, pardon me. That was Tails.
No.
Tails has just been sounding more and more like Amy, like what I would expect Amy Rose to sound like. You know, not to, you know, be like her. You know, I don't want it to sound like I'm being like, oh, Tails is girly. You know, it's not supposed to be like that. But wow, Tails' voice has just gotten younger and more. Like over time, I don't know what what the deal is. I'd be surprised if I booted up Frontiers and find out that Tails is literally just a baby in terms of voice. The best way to lure being of pure evil was to sell at Twitter. Unfortunately, I don't think we have that in 2006, which is when this game came out, but otherwise that would be a good point. Child voice actors are... You know, that is absolutely true. So, I think saying I have standards is a bit of a stretch. But yeah,
Leave this to me.
obviously, there would be the matter of if you had Tails voiced by literally a child. Also, I should have picked up the ring earlier to...
I've got to light the orb above the rocks.
So it came out right on 06. Oh, well, fair enough. I definitely didn't use it back then.
It's a little too far to attack. Is there some way to draw him in?
But yeah, I forgot what I was trying to say, because I'm like, wait a second, how do I do this? Well, we don't do it like that, that's for sure.
Watch out, Sonic! Against something that large, you won't have a chance on a soft foothold.
Can we actually... We can't actually get to those orbs from here, though, right? So, what I was thinking is a little bit out of the question. Oh, never mind. That's better. Alright, come on, dude. That's not what I was thinking at all, buddy, but okay. You. Come at the light ball. There you go. Yep. Oh boy, what a camera angle. That's just... I just sort of think of that as being like the Klonoa camera angle, which is probably going to sound like a strange thing to say to some people, but in Klonoa 2, whenever you would get into a cannon that launched you upwards, especially at an angle, you would always get a camera angle like that, where it's just like this massive overhead, like this angle of like, oh, you can see the floor, but also you can't really see the floor. But yeah, what I was trying to say about child actors is that, generally speaking, you'd also have to replace the said actor several times over the course of a long-running series, especially if the character does not age very much. Like, Kingdom Hearts got away with Haley Joel Osment because Sora aged over the course of the series. Maybe not as much as Haley Joel Osment's voice did, but still. Shit. Get out of the lava, Sonic. Yeah, that's about what I figured, is that Tails probably has like the longest list of character voices out of anyone in the series. If I had to guess, that CV list is a CV in and of itself. Da-da-da-da-da-da. That's a really bad pun. Alright, so where were we? Alright, we're doing the worm. You know, again, I'm just saying, in a big clamp down worm like this, armored worm Sonic Team game, I'm thinking we get a slicer, just a big old boomerang sword, and by big, I mean, honestly, probably one of the smallest weapons in Phantasy Star Online. It's not a pistol. And we just deal with it that way, because we can hit all the segments, and... I gotta stop making these jokes. Like, at some point, I feel somebody's got to get, like...
What's wrong? Is that size just for show?
Oh, Sonic. Don't word it like that, please. Or do word it like that, actually. I mean, it's up to you, but... Let the fanfiction authors do that, I say. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Pick up the ring. I don't know why I needed an extra ring, but I felt like I did. Ow. Well, to be fair, I don't really know a lot of any of the voices for any of the Sonic characters off the top of my head. I think that... Wow, is this the most recent Sonic game I've played with voice acting? Come to think of it.
Sonic, it's coming!
Oh... I can't keep making the jokes about fanfiction tales.
It's dazed from the impacts. Now's your chance, Sonic.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Did the eye go out? Oh. That... What's the matter, Dollar Store Goma? Tiny dick! Nice. Oh, man. That distracted me quite a bit. Anyway, yeah, I feel like... I mean, clearly I've played more recent Sonic games, because I've played Sonic Mania. I've played Sonic Mania on stream multiple times. I've completed it at least once, and I did start in on a playthrough of Encore mode. I didn't finish Encore mode on stream, though, because... Well, I was just getting my ass handed to me by a certain level in Encore mode. It was Flying Battery. And maybe at some point I'll come back to it, but of course that was mostly just a filler stream until I started a new game at the time. Fuck. Well, there goes the entire boss fight.
It looks like there are hard footholds that his attacks can't break. Take advantage of them to evade and counterattack.
This is gonna be a pain in the butt. Because I'm gonna have to do this all again and just... I can't get good camera angles.
Is there some way to draw him in?
You like looking at Sonic Mania a lot more than you like playing it. You know, that's fair enough. I understand that, and I think you've said that before. In fact, I know you've said that before. And there's definitely... There are some levels of Sonic Mania that I will say are kind of rough.
Against something that large, you won't have a chance on the soft footholds.
And, you know, in certain ways it's like, you get there and it's like, do you really want to play this? The boss of Flying Battery Act 2 is really irritating. There's a lot of the Oil Ocean is kind of, but yeah, I would imagine that collecting everything is not a fun time. I didn't really like the bonus stages, the ones that use the orb, that you have to pick up the little orbs in. They reminded me too much of the Sonic CD stages, the 3D stuff in Sonic CD, which I don't know if it's because my only Sonic CD experience is with the Steam version, but those always felt like the depth perception was completely fuckoed on them. Like, they were just not fun to play and very hard to do for reasons that didn't feel like it was just because I was incompetent, which, you know, if it's just me being incompetent, fair enough. I mean, how much argument can you really make again about... I will readily cop to the fact that I'm not great at a lot of video games. but I also kind of think I have a decent understanding of where not great at video game, of where being not great at video games ends, and where the jank starts to set in. Kind of like when we were doing any of the flight stuff. Well, not even just any of the flight stuff, because some of it was pretty simple, but some of the jumping levels in, and the extremely precision jumps that they wanted out of you in Space Station Silicon Valley, where it really did not seem like it was great physics. Like, there were some control issues there, I felt. But not to harp on about that too much. Where? I was gonna say, where's my platform? The camera was inside of it. Fuck me! That wasn't great. Yeah, it is definitely,
It's a little too far to attack.
there are similarities, and there are quite a few. Like, surprisingly so, all considered. Oh wow, that one was gone too. Okay, it hits in a square.
Against something that large, you won't have a chance on the soft footholds.
Alright, don't take wings. Don't take rings wastefully. Don't take wings wastefully, everybody. I don't know what that means, but it sounds really bad. Get off of the lighted platform. Oh god, I managed to avoid taking damage there from that. I managed to avoid drowning. Wait. Wrong franchise, pardon me. Tails, disable your scripts. Put magnet on brain hard drive or something. Bastard. Alright, so I think dodging to the side would have been the smart move, but... Wait a sec, is this like a cross thing instead? Momentum, what, is that even a real thing? Alright. It was a good call that there were going to be more rocks coming. So now is when it's going to try to jump and bite the platform. That's when we hit it in the eyeball. One-eyed snake, etc. I forget where that joke was going, but might not be somewhere appropriate for Twitch. Actually, who am I kidding? I can probably get away with saying more than I think, that's for sure. They haven't got me yet, then again, I don't have a viewership, so. Dub of Dot Hack, Legend of the Twilight Bracelet. Dot Hack is one of those weird franchises that I remember being very into it at the time that it was new. And then I saw someone a couple years ago when the GU remasters came out, and they were playing one of those games, and I was like, this is not great. Like, in the kind of, like, terrible edgelord sort of, like, I can understand why this would be popular in the 2000s, but nowadays, who is really into this type of way? I do also have, strangely enough, a couple of decks of the very short-lived dot hack trading card game. Because, of course, I love collecting TCG ephemera for the variety of franchises. And there was a period where everything had a fucking card game. Probably because it looks really easy to make them, and how compelling do they need to be as long as they sell, right? You know, it's not exactly expensive to, you know, if you're a large company anyway. I'm not saying that I could necessarily manufacture my own out of my garage or anything, regardless of whether or not I owned a license for anything to do that.
Sonic, it's coming!
But, you know, it's like, oh, hey, cardboard, ink, easy enough. Sympathize with the edgelord era internet. Fair enough. I guess maybe it's just like, hey, we're not really spoiled for choice on that anymore, right? And I still love a lot of things from that period of time, so. But yeah, card games. There's a lot of trading card games out there. Always have been. A lot of them are really terrible. And I haven't been to Gen Con in several years, and, you know, obviously because of the pandemic, but there were several years before that. Gee, I barely have, like, hobbies anymore either, so I don't know if that would be a thing I would do again unless I got that big into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I freely admit that I think that would be something I don't know how much I would do for, like, paper TCG. They didn't originally make a game, they just sold cards for ponies. Interesting. Well, I mean, yeah, it was pretty popular of a franchise anyway. So people who want a little bit of merchandise, like, that's the other thing, is that trading cards are inherently very affordable. So if you want a little bit of merchandise, something that you can display on a shelf somewhere, you know, developing TCG stuff is pretty easy to, you know, I have a very small amount of Pokemon cards that are just there as, like, shelf warmers because I like Pokemon, and hey, it's a little piece of art and stuff. So yeah.
Looks like we made it back in one piece.
Oh, that looked jittery as fuck.
Where did Shadow and Rouge go? Did they appear someplace else?
Those two can take care of themselves.
Meanwhile, Sonic's got to read the newspaper. Oh, it said Daily Soriana up there. Oh, you can see it again. Yeah. Yeah, I just saw that. It's... They didn't fix all the textures for that sort of thing. Watched all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. I haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged in a very, very long time. But I definitely loved me quite a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Anyway, yeah, what I was saying before is that Yu-Gi-Oh! As a card game has gotten so, like, ultra fast moving that while the meta isn't like, oh, there's a tier 0 deck and you play that or you go the fuck home, it does sort of feel like a little bit sometimes, and I don't know how much of a... Because it's not necessarily about the winning, but also if you are in a tournament, you do kind of have to perform up to a certain point in order to stay in for quite a few of them. The this guy's having a bit of a time trying to decide who to focus on.
Aye.
Alright, Eggman on a train, pointing in this sort of direction, I think. Where's our...
Huh?
Need some help. What do we got here? Interact with it. Oh, this is going to be a little bit rough because rolls and all. And no sense of direction on my part. I'm probably going super the incorrect direction here, but that's okay. There's like nothing going on in this military base. And this is not the way to go either. I suppose that, yeah, there is certainly a level of that. But I'm absolutely just still going to be like, hey, I'm gonna make fun of that every time it comes up.
Hey.
Okay. So we just go down to... I knew I saw a train station before. Yeah, so, you boys gonna let me through? The answer is no. Station's been closed for security reasons, yeah.
Hey.
Thanks for informing me. Yes. So, I'm sure that somebody's gonna...
Hey.
That train station gets shut down. Probably the orange guy.
Hey.
Yeah.
Sonic, I think you can get into the station through that vent. But
Okay, so there's a thing we can get into. I just didn't see it at all. Oh, is this supposed to be the... Okay, they want me to go get the bounce ability, right? Because I saw that the bounce was a thing in the manual. And I didn't even think about that, so... Gotcha. Alright, so if we go back in the direction of the other side of the map... Do you have anything to say, sir?
Hey.
Okay, well, we can't go back there, so I gotta go find... shop the other way. Did I just fail to interact with the screen earlier? Or do I gotta talk to one of the blue dots? Because I saw that screen and it had an orange, a yellow square on it. Unfortunately, I am very no directions here. It is the screen. Okay, yeah, so I failed to do the thing with it correctly. Here we go. Alright, so, yeah. That's better. The bounce bracelet, yeah. 2K is not exactly as bad hitbox. Yeah, of course it does. With Sonic still using some of the retro sound effects for stuff, and that's a thing that Sonic Team does a lot, I've noticed, is that for a lot of things, they do kind of, like, keep certain sound samples forever. Across multiple of the franchises that Sonic Team has worked on. I kind of wish that they would just do the boom, 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 boom sound effect for the bounce. But here we go. Radical Train, bro. Frontier still uses certain sound. I could believe it. A lot of long-running game franchises do that, just in general. Like, I've been playing a lot, and I mean a lot, of Pokemon Violet. In fact, I should probably go figure out what my,
Shouldn't you save the train before chasing after me?
what my playtime is, because it's... it's been
I've got to get ahead and help the train.
it's been an amount that, needless to say, a lot of people would be like, how do you manage to stand up to that? And
The train will hit that bomb. You must make the bomb explode before the train hits it. Can you find a switch anywhere?
oh geez, so it is actually time. Wow. All right. I actually got shot while I was in that cutscene that locked up for a bit. Doom Eternal as a legacy sound mode. That's nice. That makes me happy. That's what we need to do, is we need to hit that and... Yeah, for a sec I thought it was a destroy all enemies. It's not.
I better hurry up and cross this scale.
But yeah. What I was trying to say is that
Does this conveyor change direction?
I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Violet, and it still uses some old sound effects for certain menus. Oh, shit. Yeah, I need to... That's right, I need to bounce harder in order to gain height. It's just like you do in Sonic Adventure 2.
I'd better hurry up and cross this scale. Does this conveyor change direction?
And admittedly, I do need to point out that when I make note of stuff like that, it is not intended to be some sort of a criticism. I do love stuff like that, and especially for any sort of franchise that I'm a really big fan of, I will mark the fuck out for some of that stuff really easily, so...
I'd better hurry.
Okay, so I don't know exactly where I'm going there yet, but that's all right. We got to reset here. I forgot to save in front of this level, so we may have to go back and repurchase that other thing. Oh, did it say I was saved 50% ago? I'm not seriously all the way back at the boss fight, am I? That would be terrible. Okay, no, we're back to Soliana. But I thought it said that my last save was Crisis City. I was about to lose it on stream because that boss fight was exceptionally tedious, and the level that preceded it was even worse. Which I know that that's weird because I game overed during the boss fight, so I should have known better, right? And yet, I could completely believe this game just being like, well, actually... Which would be really weird because why would it do that? That's something on my hard drive. This game's hostility at times is so great that I've reached a point of being like, oh, it would totally do this completely absurd thing. Alright, let's get... The air duct doesn't seem to want me. There we go. Alright. Now let's save here. Just to ease things a little bit. So we should pop back up like right outside the air vent if I recall correctly. I think it saves your position, but more importantly, at the very least, it saved us getting the bounce ring. So, you know, we'll take that. If we can't have everything, at least we can have a little bit of something. And that's just how we got to get along in life at times. Is just, you know, At least we get a little bit of something out of the deal. If you've got nothing to lose, you may as well at least try to trade it for something. Oops. I made the same goofy mistake that I did the first time I played this level.
I've got to get ahead and help the train.
Yeah, that's... oof.
Hit that bomb. You must make the bomb explode before the train hits it. Can you find a switch anywhere?
I'd better hurry up and cross the scale.
Yeah, I don't know why it's like that either.
Conveyor change direction?
I feel like for some reason that a default no for a save prompt is very common for just a lot of things. And I'm like, that's really stupid.
I'd better hurry. There's gotta be a switch somewhere.
Alright, yeah, here's our little time segment here. And there. Alright, do some triangle jumps. I don't know if that's a technical term, but that's the term I've always associated with that sort of thing because of Kirby Superstar and that sort of jump off the wall thing for Kirby's ninja power in that game is referred to as a triangle jump. Okay, yeah, I just really just almost went.
I'll be able to move faster if I go on top of the train instead of being on the rails.
I see, we're on rails but in a different way. Oh no, that just sends me back, doesn't it? Oh, no, does it go over? It goes over. Okay, good. I was concerned.
Those enemies seem to be protecting that cage for some reason.
For some reason, yeah. Oh, you gods, that's pretty tight.
I better hurry. I'll be able to move faster if I go on top of the train instead of being on the rails. Those enemies seem to be protecting that cage for some reason. I've got to defend them first.
Fuck, I was close. I was so close. Jeez, that's tight. I'm bound jump for high DPS. Okay, I did not know that. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really think of that as being an efficient combat technique, so that's good to know, because otherwise this segment seems like it would just be disgustingly tight. Speaking of disgusting, my inability to remember, excuse me, to turn there is pretty disgusting. But yeah, the on top of the train as opposed to being on the rails thing, that is something that I could kind of see as being a very literal translation, to put it simply.
I better hurry. I'll be able to move faster if I go on top of the train instead of being on the rails. Those enemies seem to be protecting that cage for some reason.
Oh, that's good.
Defeat them first.
That was almost a big problem. And there's our loading zone. Hey. I didn't remember that there were a whole lot of those in this level, but we've hit one.
Elisa's train is... Uh-oh! Gotta speed up!
Alright, here we go. It's time to book it. Whoa, this is gonna be rough.
Elisa's train is... Uh-oh! Gotta speed up!
Well, at the very least, I feel like we've gotten a good feel for the main level if we fuck this up a lot, which we are. We're gonna fuck this up so much. Don't jump there. Okay.
Elisa's train is... Uh-oh! Gotta speed up!
We are gonna screw this up pretty heavily, I feel. Oh, I did it again. But, well, that was an interesting camera angle because I was inside of the 3D, but whatever. We probably could use the lives anyway. The point is that Radical Train Part 1 seems to be real easy. Especially now that I get certain things. Like, okay, the big bar is... If I skip the jump, there's a 1-up on the... Oh, geez. That's... Well, that's doubly embarrassing then. Duly noted. I'll probably forget because it's reflex and it just looks like, hey, jump. But yeah. This is the funniest Mach Speed section. Well, I'll take your word on that one. To be fair, I think that a lot of them are inherently going to be kind of goofy. Alright, so at least we got the ring. The bounce ring, pardon me. What's called the bounce ring, right? Oh yeah, we're getting a lot of Sonic demonstrating for us what ragdoll physics are. Bounce bracelet. Yeah, there we go. I've forgotten already. It's something like that in Sonic Adventure 2 as well. If I remember correctly. Which, to be fair, I haven't played that game. Jeez, I think the last time I played any of Sonic Adventure 2 was last year. Same name? Okay. I don't have good memory for a lot of things, so yeah. Oops.
I've got to get ahead and help the train.
Alright, switches off to the right. Enter the door. Get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur.
I'd better hurry up and cross this scale.
Sonic, I feel like saying, I better hurry up and do this every time is just going to distract me a little bit from being able to go fast enough, but you do you, Chief.
I'd better hurry. There's got to be a switch somewhere.
They're doing a lot of, like, baiting me with the potential destroy all enemies areas.
I'd better hurry. I'll be able to move faster if I go on top of the train instead of being on the rails.
Shit. Well, I screwed up here. There's a spring down there. At the very least, it seems like the bomb sections don't actually... Never mind, I was going to say the bomb sections don't actually start until you get there, so... Never mind.
If I go on top of the train instead of being on the rails.
Boing, boing, boing.
Those enemies seem to be protecting that cage for some reason. I gotta defeat them first.
And again, big few for the fact that that floor switch appears to be targetable with the homing attack. Or darn close, anyway. They're radius-based. Interesting. Anyway. We're back to some nice old high-speed running. And by that, I mean, oh boy.
Uh-oh, gotta speed up.
I suck at these. But I suspect most people do. Oh, there we go. There's that one up you were talking about. And that ring trail, that kind of fools you. Oops. Oh, that's tight.
Elisa's train is... Uh-oh, gotta speed up.
I like how I just climbed that rock.
Yes.
Like, I don't care. Whoop. Well, at least we were nice and safe there. Although we're also just dodging all these rings apparently.
Is Elise on board? Yes.
God, dodge physics chunks.
There. Elise, hang on. Yes.
That's a pretty solid level, all considered. I mean, it wouldn't make Generations, but still. Or explain why Eggman put a bomb on the train, or why Elise is on the train. After you beat the level, you never see Elise. It's like this is a level from a cut part of the script and they just crammed it in or something. That kind of, yeah. It is very strange. But I did actually really like it. Like, it seemed like it was a nice, short, fast, not terrible thing in general. Although that middle section where it's, do the bounce to gain height and the scales and the conveyors. That part admittedly just sort of feels like, oh, hey, here's how to do the thing bit.
I knew it! I knew you'd return. You had to.
You again.
This time, there will be no more interruptions. The Iblis trigger must die.
Sonic.
Ha!
So how was your little walk?
Nice jump cut. Great fucking job, Silver, you dullard.
It's time to end this.
Yeah.
Who? Mephiles. Why are you getting in my way?
I'm Shadow. Shadow the Hedgehog.
And I gotta say that there's one thing about this whole setup that does kind of bother me just on a general level of why does Sonic... I feel like Sonic should at least have a couple of seconds where he could say, "What the fuck are you talking about?" to Silver. Of like, "Hey, can't you explain this first?"
So what are you going to do, princess?
And I think that, you know, a lot of things would be solved if people could stop and talk to each other.
Sonic!
Ah, yes, I've seen the wedding scene in Final Fantasy X as well. Oh, everybody knows that. I don't think that constitutes spoilers for Final Fantasy X. Egg Genesis. I believe in Japan and Europe it's known as the Egg Mega Drive. Oh. First level is literally our princess moved to another castle ending. Yeah, pretty much. Sounds about right.
You think you can intimidate me with just your size? Come on, let's see what you can do.
Oh, we already know that Sonic is a definite subscriber to the fact that it's not the size of the ship, it's the motion of the ocean, judging by the dialogue in the Iblis fight. So, this is, yeah, I was gonna say we got to get on top of this thing, don't we? So do we just smack this thing in the face? Are there multiple targets up there? It's not the top targets literally, right? Okay. So that clearly tells me, since we're getting that Klonoa camera angle, yeah, okay, I can see one of the arms is gone. That one of the armatures has disappeared, so clearly we've done some damage this time. Oh god, you guys are probably getting some serious I think I went offline there for a second, guys. Sorry about that. OBS just told me that it reconnected. You didn't miss much. You missed me figuring out the basics of the boss fight, basically. And we've done 1 damage to it. Yeah. Sorry about that. That was a little bit weird. I don't know if I'm getting any other net instability, but I guess we'll find out sooner rather than later. It's not as bad as it was a couple of weeks ago when things were just too scuffed for me to do jack diddly dick. It was a huge problem then. But right now, things seem to be back in gear. Aw, crud. The real rip there is me ripping the, at getting up onto this thing's arm. That was embarrassing. Oh, yes, thank you, Stream Elements. Thank you for informing the audience of the fact that they already know, because that would be a very weird point for someone to quit the stream naturally. Okay, is that not where we're supposed to hit? So now I'm confused, because where do we... Oh, okay, that's right, we bumped the target on top of it, duh. I gotta remember the bounce is an actual attack. Unfortunately, mentally, that doesn't really make a ton of sense to me anymore for some reason. Also, we can't, like, quick stop to charge a spin dash. Okay, so you're gonna do that to us. Alright. I guess I need to be in position much sooner. Real close. Open up! There you go. There we go. Bonk. Okay, now the stream's back. Alright. Well, cool.
Sonic, run!
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Interesting. That's pretty neat. Love hearing about weird shit like that. I'm just not exactly going to be good enough to do it. But yeah, that's a boss fight. I didn't die.
Sonic, look out! The fortress is crashing!
That is the most well-directed crash I've seen in a bit. I guess when it's just based off of a levitating thingy doer underneath it, well... no.
No problem.
Yeah, you lose your points and your bonus. Yeah, probably not. They wanted it to work. That sounds about right to me. Sounds pretty accurate anyway. Alright, so how deep into this are we? Story-wise? Because I seem to recall that Sonic's story basically ends after defeating Eggman. That's about it.
That was a gutsy move back there.
And it's everybody else who gets any of the story progression, basically.
I owe you a lot, Sonic.
Tropical... Well, there's at least 2 levels then.
Sonic!
I'll head into the jungle.
Okay.
Alright, so is this going to be another Sonic carrying Elise level, it looks like? Trials, Kingdom Valley, Aquatic Base. Okay, so 4 levels left for this. Until we finish Sonic's story. Nice. It would be pretty cool if we could finish Sonic's story tonight. Oh, they're not levels, they take a while. What's the hint gotta say for us?
If we work together, I'm sure we'll be able to get across the water.
Okay, yeah, so here's our tropical jungle level. Town missions, alright. Take about as long as a short level. Gotcha, okay.
Let's run straight
Run straight up, yes, Sonic. I mean, I understand what you're saying, it is a real thing, but also, let me tell you how incredibly silly that sounds. Short Kingdom Valley is long. Aquatic Base is somewhat long. Aquatic Base, Aquatic Base is a level that has a bunch of,
Looks like you can grab that bud. If you jump when the bud is glowing, you may be able to jump higher.
Aquatic Base has several subsegments of switching characters, right? So when we go into that, we're going to be playing as a bunch of everybody. Oh boy, that's incredible performance, by the way. That is, man, that's...
Hang on tight.
That's 64 gigs of RAM and a 3090 Ti in there. Oh wait, sorry, that's...
I'm going right up the middle.
Are you though? Okay, yeah, that actually seemed to work that time, but whoa, the frame rate I was getting there was hilarious. Okay, 20-second knuckle segment. I seem to recall it being like multiple segments between multiple characters, but I could be wrong about that. And even then, there's multiple versions of Aquatic Base, right? You get that same level or a similar level idea across multiple members of the cast. So that would probably be a big throw-off.
Let's keep going.
I don't have good timing to get these at the first instance, so...
Thank you, Elise.
Oh, I failed that. Okay. Thinking of the last storage has 7 characters. Yeah, I mean, there is that too. That I could just be confused. Because yeah, like I said, I haven't played this game before, but I have seen a playthrough. Again, of the 360 version, and that was really badly done. Don't try to rush it. I'll screw it up.
Let's keep going.
Over there.
Oh no!
We're getting
Yeah, Tails plays fine. He took a little bit for me to get used to when we saw him in Wave Ocean, but he's alright. Oh, fuck. I'm screwing this up real bad, sorry. I should probably just focus on the level for the moment, but I am so bad at, like, just focusing on one thing. Okay, how'd I miss that? That didn't go over too well.
We're getting out of the cave.
Good job bumping your face there, Sonic. Alright. Now for me to focus up. And not do that. I missed that by so much. I don't know what happened. I feel like it was blinking for only like a frame or two. Did I just lose my momentum that badly? It's a distinct possibility. That's better.
Let's keep going.
Fuck. Valley has a short silver segment, and it's probably the hardest level remaining. Noted. Oh boy, what happened, game? That was terrible. Alright, well, we just finished... It is all updated to say we just finished Egg Genesis. Oh god, that's pretty extreme. I will have to keep that in mind for sure, because yeah, I can imagine the other stuff just takes a while, and then you gotta redo everything. Nobody really likes redoing things in any video game. Nobody likes having their progress taken away. It's why when you get an RPG boss that heals, it is kind of like the most feel-bad thing ever. Excuse me. Alright, now if we can screw up that segment a lot less... Stonks. I meant to do that.
Sonic, it looks like you can grab that bud. If you jump when the bud is glowing, you may be able to jump higher.
Zoink Scoob. The slowdown.
Hang on tight. I'm going right up the middle.
Funny right up the middle, Sonic. Well, you know, I just felt like we're playing a Sonic game. Maybe we should do a little bit of speedrun stuff. And then that happens. I mean, that's always a possibility.
Let's run straight up.
And that time I was trying to... Where did I end up?
Let's run straight up.
I ended up back at the beginning of the level? For that, I got shot by a missile. Oh man, that's a little more in line with the type of performance that you can expect to see on this stream. That's for sure.
Sonic, it looks like if you jump when the bud is glowing, you may be able to jump higher.
Hang on tight.
So like, it seems like the vines with the flashy flowers. Yeah, exactly. Good old single frame per second. It really is incredibly weird to me that I'm not getting like just perfect launches off of these vines with the flashing buds when I get it right, which you can tell from the sound effect. I mean, yeah, okay, I got a homing attack for that one. Sure, fair enough. That makes sense. But some of the others, it just feels like, oh, you didn't time it just right. Well, I mean, aside from that, where I clearly was a little bit too late. But when I actually get the confirmation sound and it isn't just a perfect jump, that feels really, really weird to me. But why don't I try going this way? Because that is kind of useless.
We're getting out of the cave.
I'd like to grab a Yeah, there we go. And then that happened. That's the second time that's happened, which... Again, that feels real weird. It's like, I don't know if I'm holding the stick in a slightly incorrect direction or something. But there's definitely some parts of this I feel like... And I'm not sure if it's a thing with the whole game or what, where the momentum, it is too good at being able to recognize too many angles or something, which sounds like really weird to phrase it that way, of like, oh, it's in too good of shape and it's kicking my ass for it. But on some level, I think the idea comes across, right? Like, you know, 8-direction digital joystick versus, you know, an omnidirectional analog stick. Also, wow, I can't believe I pulled that off. Okay, well, that was just weird. Can we land on that? There we go. That's better. Moving the stick during a part which is automated. Yeah, my bad. I guess that is kind of a fool's errand, but it's just sort of on some level what I was like, hey, this is what I should do, and then at that point I released the stick entirely. So yeah. It often breaks the scripting. Fair enough. I should probably know better than that, but here we are. All right. We're on to the second part. I didn't know this level had a loading zone. So are we in a Mach speed section here?
Together, you will be able to walk on this wall.
Oh, that's immediate. Ooh, that is mean. Alright, so I got a feeling that touching the boost pads is actually not going to be a very, is not going to be a very profitable act here. Oh, that flute player is going absolutely bonkers there. Riding the turtle? What? Oh! Okay, when you said riding the turtle, I thought it was going to take me somewhere, game. But, no, I gotta... At that point, I gotta go to, homing attack climbing, it looks like, because... Ooh, the lag. That is gross. Oh, no, we can just go this way. Okay. Gotcha. Well, a lot of this stuff is throwing me... Okay, this is a place where I want the boost pad. I can tell that because I can see the loop. Oh, we were not in a great place there. the jittering was pretty severe. Yeah, that was a pretty worthless little section there. Although this level in general did not really feel like one of my favorites, that's for sure.
How was that?
Expecting that to automatically pass through, but
I've lost them.
I'll settle things here. Elise, you should go back to the castle.
Okay. Sonic? It's so beautiful.
Yeah, the cutscenes in this game do look pretty good.
So many flowers before.
Oh, I question if the scene will actually be good, but on the other hand, they put a lot of they put a lot of graphics into this. We'll put it that way. It could be put to much better use, but like it. Yeah, I'm just.
Though I've been frightened
I don't
by
necessarily hold a lot of
enjoyed this adventure.
high expectations of quality dialogue in a Sonic game.
I was able to be myself.
In short.
A girl.
It sounds like being a princess isn't that easy.
You don't say, Sonic.
But I love
Da, da, da,
this
da, da,
country.
da, da. Oh boy, this is gonna be a
Everyone,
bit of
the castle, the children, all my citizens, really.
yeah. This sure is a scene.
Same love my late father and mother.
It's definitely.
Don't cry, Elise. Become a strong queen who doesn't cry.
Oh, okay. So is Tutorial Voice Man the King of Soliana?
So, I do my best to protect my country.
That's
I understand everything my parents said to me now.
interesting.
Sonic, if you leave
Good to
here
know.
go on
I don't know if
adventure,
it's actually useful information, but we know it now, don't we? I guess.
Definitely.
As we all just sort of look at each other like, wait, we know something?
Elise?
I'm fine.
And someone who would say that would be correct to say that, because,
I mustn't cry. I can't.
excuse me again.
Elise? Smile.
Yeah, the internal combustion boiler is going a little crazy, apparently. They certainly seem to have introduced Elise specifically because at this point Amy Rose was actually capable of doing a few things by herself. So they needed someone who existed for almost the sole purpose of being kidnapped over and over.
Meet me at the specified point alone at 4 o'clock today. Failure to do so
Yeah,
will result in my
I'll be honest.
this city.
I didn't pay a lot of attention to the scene because it was like, well, oh boy, it's a cutscene in this game and it's Sonic and Elise. This is going to be a mistake.
Miss Elise!
And
I cannot allow
unfortunately,
harm to come to people.
they, needless to say, they didn't knock it out of the park with Elise in terms of making her a good character. So
It is my duty as princess.
I'm not gonna-
Soliana to go.
I'm not going to pay attention to that.
There is no other choice.
Oh, I'm sure there's another choice, but don't just go over to Robotnik Eggman, destroy the world, man. But admittedly, as soon as I caught the line about her saying that, oh, I can be who I really am, a girl, and it's like, I've got a bad feeling about this just from that line and phrase, and it's like, that's not going to end well. This is going to be a horrible mistake.
This is terrible. Princess Elise went to see Eggman by herself. Tails, please help.
Yeah, thanks for the actual hint, despite you being marked as a hint person. Game. Good looks. At least I can do a bunch of this and cause problems for my frame rate even more than normal. Alright, so let's take a second and save. Oh boy, that's... Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine him doing that in the first place. Okay, that area is sealed. That's Kingdom What's It. I don't have a whole lot of sense of direction on this map, so I'm just gonna be like, where the hell am I going? Definitely not over here. This looks like neither wave nor ocean, although on the other hand, so I should have some vague understanding of it if I... It was the south part of the map, right? Because I... Oh god! Wow, the frame rate just disappeared there. That was fantastic. Start of the game. Unfortunately, the problem is I don't have a great recollection as to where that was, so this might take me a moment. Sorry. Again, am I sure that there's no way to view a full-size map? Other than I'd have to just, like, look it up. Oh, here we go. I remember this thing. It's on the other side of it, I think. Yeah, this is... That's a location where we had to do some stuff earlier. Oh, you're the person who just says, hey, go save Princess Elise, and, I mean... Okay. That... But I want to go the other side. Past that person, okay. Oh, right, there it is. Yeah, I remember now. My bad, I was thinking it was where we started the map. Tails. Why do you just dead stop when you... Tails.
This is terrible. Princess Elise went to see Eggman by herself. Tails, please help her.
I'm sorry, I just love how severely we can kill the frame rate with that. It's pretty great. And by that, I mean, it's... This game's performance is something to behold and laugh at quite a bit. And I will say now that it is interesting to see a redo of a level like this.
Elise is on that battleship? Wait up, we're coming!
Okay, apparently I did something with that.
Whoa! My head's spinning!
Yeah, we know, Tails, you're not really suited to that kind of thing, are you? Alright, and there's a killer wasp robot up there. I'm gonna take a guess that we really want to remove that thing from the area. Oh, there we go. That's where we want to go. area up a little bit. Yeah. That was a disaster. I could probably have done that a little better, but I don't know for sure, and I'm just assuming, really. Alright, well this, naturally we have to... I was gonna say, naturally we have to be careful, but... You can die in ankle-deep water. Excellent. And I got taken out by the whale. Yeah, I mean, I definitely especially remember Tails being like a good swimmer in the 2D games. Sonic 3 especially. I almost said Sonic Adventure 3, which is real great there. I was holding the stick down there when I was going up, just so you guys know. And I got that control flip earlier. That's some design, all right. We're playing Sonic Adventure 3. Yeah, that's basically... I basically said that in the first stream of this game. Which I bet is going to make some people extremely unhappy to think about, but here we are. Shit. Get past the rocket, guys. Remember, I can't do a somersault here. Okay, so where do I go? Camera. Camera 1, camera 2. We start with getting on top of this little house, right? And I'm... that animal is having an interesting time. Same path back. Okay. Oh, I see now. Okay. So so the ruse is just a distraction. Okay, gotcha. That's... There's a lot of that in this game, I'm noticing, of like very serious path baiting. Of like, oh, you really went the wrong way here, which is a thing that was much rarer. Again, Sonic Adventure 2 is the 3D Sonic that I've played the most of. And that game is kind of low on that in the levels where you just go forward. You know, the more open-ended stuff is designed differently, of course, so... talk about that differently and all. Like, here we are at this part, so... I remember originally that there was a whole little side path, and I tried to go down there, and it's too far of a gap for Tails to get there using his flight. Okay, so here I assume that we actually really just need to find a switch to open this thing. But I am going to take out the enemies just because it'll help us. Just fly to the top of the rocks. Okay. Alright, so not like that. Oh, well, it is the rocks and it is on top of them. Stop! There's too many fake rings. Why couldn't they have made them a different color? I can't believe they couldn't do it because the guy who recolors the textures was too busy draining the lizard at the time before they could press the discs. I don't think I can get that dude from here. Ow. Maybe like that. There we go, yeah. Get out of here. Okay, sure. Oh, there's the exit. I didn't even have to do that. I thought there was more of the level. Probably because I was thinking, oh, hey, there's another part. That other part is the Mach Speed section. Duh.
Well, not bad.
Although, honestly, it's still worth that much time bonus. Sheesh. I played that like shit, and I got through there very slowly. You know what? Alright. Sure, guys.
You've wasted so much of my time. If you had cooperated with me earlier, I wouldn't have had to do this.
What are you trying to do, Dr. Eggman? Why do you wish to revive the flames of disaster?
Did your parents ever disclose to you anything about Solaris? Solaris's secrets are in his eternal flames. His power can change time and even manipulate the fabric of time itself. I wish to obtain this power and dominate everything in this world. From the past all the way to the future.
You wish to rule over time?
Yes, truly. And the secret, it remains dormant in you, Princess. The Princess of Soliana and the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Once I have everything, the fate of the whole world will change. And one of the beautiful gems is just ahead.
Chaos Emerald located.
Finally. Now, let's go collect that Chaos Emerald.
Oh, I just wasn't saying anything. Sorry. I was defocused for a bit of just like nothing really to say and not paying a whole lot of attention. I'm going to be honest with you. I was looking at my email.
Eggman will probably go to the ancient castle.
I've so severely just been like, plot, I don't care about that. We're going to do a quick save to not have to skip the cutscenes when we log back in if things go that far south.
Ancient castle? But to get there, you need to pass Soliana's test. The bishop will know more.
Calm down with it. We're in a not a great place for the camera, that's for sure. Bell tower, that's a big pink thing over there. Oh, I heard Tails screaming in the distance. That was great. Right, this should be our bell tower that we're looking Over here, or is it not? Now I don't see him over here. This just looks like it would be, I guess. Got anything to say, people?
Hey. Hey.
Oh, so it's good of them to just say the bell tower. That's some good dialogue. I say, unless I should just start talking to the blue dots, but I think those are just other, those are just other odd jobs, right? Right, other side, right? Because it's gonna be the area that's ringed, or that has the security doors around it. It's the same place. This is the same place I just was. Oh boy. I told you I don't have great sense of direction in this place. Alright, so here's another tower. This might be where we gotta go. Okay, yeah, so this area in the circle, this is where the next level is, I'm assuming, basically. There's our orange dot. That might...
Huh?
Yep. Thank you. Hey, you. Castles. Overcome 3 trials. Trials of life and death. Look at this guy, by the way. Aside from the constant lip flaps. Oh, that's where the final level is? Well, pardon me. Aside from the incredibly ridiculous looking constant lip flaps, like, he's in that position and he's got a... He looks like Scout, but cheaper. TF2 Scout. Just a second. I am repositioning here. Because I was getting a little bit uncomfortable from sitting in this chair for as long as I have. That's all. Alright. So I guess we just... Yeah, trial of knowledge. What do you got?
Hey.
Okay, so is this where we're gonna have to do math and stuff?
Touching a warp hole will send me far away in a flash.
Oh, did I just get warped right back immediately? No, I don't think so. I'm pausing for a second here. Just get all this stuff. Okay. Alright, so this is the start, isn't it? A big thing here is that I think I'm getting turned around a lot, and also, of course, we just smashed the #1 crate immediately.
Touching a warp hole will send me far away.
Yes, thank you, Sonic. Figured that out already. Well, there's our number 2 crate. Alright, we're back here at the start, I think. No, this is not the start. This is. Alright. So, middle. Right. And this has put me... Okay, it just shoots me back out. Right, left. Left is back to the start. Right. That puts me behind these? Seems a little wrong. I keep falling off number 3. Okay. So I want to go back here. Go in the middle. Okay. Alright, so we stand on... So from the top of the crate here, basically, we're going to use that as our perspective for left, right. I think right is where we came from. No, left is where we came from. See, the thing that's causing me the problems is not exactly the pattern recognition part so much as the falling off of stuff part, and just the fact that Sonic appears to have put on his ice shoes today. Okay, we're at 4. So we come out of left and 4. Center and right are our other options here. Middle, that took us back to this... No, that took us back to 2. Alright. Middle of 2. And... Fuck, I forgot what our thing we do at 3 is. 3, we're going into the one up here at the top, right? Yeah. Highest one for 3. Alright, 4... 4, we went in the center before, I think, and we drop out the right. That's not correct, so back the way we came for that? Alright. Highest... By back the way we came, I mean closest to us, rather. Spring. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Well, as long as I don't have to make a certain score for these. Because, yeah, I got...
Hey.
I got easily confused.
Man, today's not my day.
Oh no, we got a D rank in this. That's very unfortunate. Save after this? Yeah. Well, as soon as they let me back in here. Whenever you look at the screen, there's another loading section. That's basically... That's not entirely wrong.
Hey.
Trial of Courage, huh?
Hey.
Fight the enemies in this life or death battle. Oh, I'm sure it'll be... Surely, right? How bad could it possibly be? We're about to find out, aren't we? Eat all enemies with 0 rings. Okay, that's not super great, but we'll figure this out. Sooner rather than later, I'm sure. I say I saw the red dots on my radar. Ring? There it is. Oh, I fell off. Alright. Damn it! I needed a second here, game. Well, this is going to be kind of frustrating, because that thing sucks.
Hey.
Oh, shut up, dude. Just send me back in like a normal thing. Come on.
Hey. Hey.
Trout. Hey. Yeah. I'm so glad they just reuse this that one voice clip so much, because it's really funny to me. Don't. Or the Roblox oof. Well, I don't know how, like, moddable PS3 games are, but, you know, maybe. If I think there was a group of folks who were gonna try to remake this game in Unity or something, or otherwise just on some sort of PC based engine. Can't say PC engine because that's, you know, what they call the turbo graphics here in the States. And by that I mean, here in the States, they call it that's not a good use of language. Listen. But yeah, if there was apparently some group that wanted to remake this game for the PC in some form or fashion. And I guess if that ever gets off the ground, it should be pretty easy to be able to mod that and just replace sound clips. Unless it's like weirdly encoded or something into some sort of unique file format, and even then, people can figure that stuff out. Like, I found out recently that there's quite a few mods out there for... Most 06 mods use the 360 version in emulation. Ah, okay, gotcha. So there actually is modding out there for the 360. Nice. I don't really know a ton about 360 emulation, but I do want to look into that at some point to play 2 Human. I mean, 2 Human doesn't seem to be a good game, but I would like to check that out anyway because I'm a big fan of Eternal Darkness, and I do want to explore more of the strange projects that Dennis Dyack was interested in. All the Sonic and Shadow levels done, but no hub areas, so no hay. Darn. Well, if that ever gets that part done, then, again, modding shouldn't be too hard. But yeah, what I was saying was, I did find out recently that the version of Chrono Cross that's on Steam, there's apparently quite a lot of modding and stuff out there available for, and like mod tools for it. That's a thing that I've actually considered looking into for, just for reasons of like tweaking the game and stuff for fun and that. If I can actually figure out what the hell I want to do with it. Aside from putting music in some of the areas where there is no music, which would have to be recycled from the main game, I guess, or from other games or something. But, as if I'd ever get that off the ground. That might be a little bit of a... What I'm saying is that for every time I say, oh, I'm interested in learning how to mod these games, don't expect me to release anything. That wasn't so bad. The first games the emulator could play to completion was Sonic 06. That's interesting, though. That was so early on in 360 emulation. That someone was like, hey, yeah, that's what we need, is Sonic 06. And you know what? Maybe it is.
Too easy. No sweat.
Just need a bit of bounce. It's like how you get attention as an anime character. Wait. Yeah, good point. That would probably help out quite a bit, so. Yeah, that like pink text issue with Quest 64 on emulation. I don't know what the current status of N64 emulation is, but surely it's improved a little bit over time, over the past couple of years. Is there a version of it that eliminates that issue? Or, like, just is the quality of 64 emulation real good in general? Especially if localized to a single emulator? Clyde 64 plugins. Like, alright. Oh, this guy is hyping this up quite a bit. Right. I think that the original devs of, I think it was one of the N64 emulators, quit because of some drama surrounding
Sonic, I knew you would come.
Yeah, but I mean, there's also been some drama surrounding RetroArch as a thing, but at the very least, I guess if Parallel 64, N64 is working, that is still a good reason to keep using that and keep looking at that. Right, I do know that Duck Station was one that the devs quit because they were not exactly, you know, having a great, yeah. Exactly. I know that Duck Station was one of them. I think there was another one too, but I could be wrong. However, yeah, it was obviously it was not the Parallel devs who quit. If there was an N64 one that has gone to the great beyond. But I do remember Parallel N64 working pretty good for streaming and stuff, but
Hey.
there was one other I did have one issue with Parallel blah, 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 and running with OBS in that it was I often had an issue with it being mirrored in OBS, and then I would mirror it in OBS, and then I would go and you know, restart OBS next time, and it would be the wrong way around, and basically kind of, I don't know if that's like a thing related to that and all that, and just it's just kind of a mess, honestly. But that's an OBS thing. Anyway, yeah. Regardless of the case, we're going into this level here, and this is going to be a case where I realized I should have saved. But we got Silver doing some stuff. Did he realize that something was going on here? Yeah, I think he did, because he's been away for a bit.
You look like you're in a hurry.
So, what's going on?
Circumstances have changed.
You don't say, Silver.
I need to rescue the princess.
Alright, let's do this, buddy. Those psychic powers could be pretty useful.
Silver, we don't have time. Let's get to the
Alright,
base
let's
right
go,
away.
let's go, let's go. Well, I missed like everything I was trying to hit, so that was good work, but at least the game liked it enough to give me a score bonus. That do for us?
If you do a homing attack on the round part of the statue, it will
Okay,
create
so that
half the
that summons our floaty grind rails here.
Do a homing attack on that rope. It should fling you high into the air.
Ah, crud. Yeah, forced light dash sections can be kind of a bear. I've said that before, but that's a thing with all of the 3D Sonics. Yeah, that's not exclusive to this game. That's just a, oh wow, it's Sonic's.
Yes.
Well, that's entirely understandable if that's the case. Again, if it's inside the license that you can, that I understand why No, I'm wording that badly, but it's like, wow, it's... If it's inside of the license to be permitted to fork it, I mean, I'd like to know about it, I guess, if I was in that position. But I fell off the level. I should probably focus on this, but we're never gonna do that, you know. That's... Alright, ignore the boost panel, because that's... Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the response, right? Is you're upset that we know how to do this, that you didn't? Unless you can show that it's worse. Or they can show that it's worse, I guess. In a real way, not like, oh, it doesn't perform as well on these ancient machines that are millions of years old, which, if you're not developing for that, that's not useful. Where am I? Where am I going for that map? Oh, yeah, okay, I see the ropes. Okay. This level, geez, everything is blending together. So, yeah, if that's what the case is with the duck station thing, that is kind of asinine, to put it simply, because, like, okay, if you're, you know, at least say we misinterpreted what this license means, but, you know, accepting fault, people don't know how to do that. Nobody knows how to accept fault, but if that's... Either way, it does kind of suck that Duck Station ended development, because Duck Station was doing pretty well. It would, quality-wise, from what I had used of it, it seemed like it was fairly accurate. Hey, loading screens. How about those things, eh? Alright, so here we get like a minor tutorial for Solar, yeah?
To use psychokinesis, press the R1 button while near an object. You can throw items with the square button.
Okay, so I don't have to hold the R1 in order to keep holding an object. Gotcha. That threw me off for a second, but
I can manage this cage with my
you can manage it, huh? Alright, so that's an odd place to not allow me to do it just right up front. But yes, this is physics objects, and I don't know how much attention you... Oh, come on. Just respawn them on top of me, I guess. Alright. I don't know how well a lot of folks have paid attention, but the physics stuff in this game can be kinda, well, as you would expect, right? Not every game of this sort needs a hardcore physics engine. In fact, quite a few of them really don't. Alright, so wait just a second. I gotta figure out what I'm supposed to do here. He said he thinks he can knock that structure down, and I'm like, what structure? Oh, right, he has a levitation move. I will take a second to read this. In the case of PCEM, existing GPL code like a sound emulator, and because it works, the whole emulator has to be... Yeah, that sounds like that would be the case, because... Yeah, just, yeah, I would expect that very much to be the case because, you know, unfortunately, you know, you kind of have to if you're using open source or otherwise if you're using stuff that qualifies as floss. I think floss is the acronym. That would be a coverall here of free libre and open source software. Libre, pardon me. Let me pronounce it correctly. You know, if you take that, if you take something that's open source and you go closed source with it in any form, that is kind of, to me, tantamount to software theft. To just stealing somebody's work and going, hey, this is mine now, when you didn't do shit. And yeah, this is not the way to go. So this is gonna be a laugh riot because I legitimately don't know what I'm supposed to do here, other than I get to be physics man and be like, hey, yeah, I'm Gordon Freeman, bitch, except Gordon Freeman who doesn't control very well. I gotta think that, like, Rocket Robot on Wheels controlled better than this. I haven't played Rocket Robot on Wheels in many years. I seem to recall last time I looked, it was not cheap to purchase a copy of it, but I've definitely tried playing it on emulator a couple of times. I remember renting it as a kid, and of course you were slippery as all get out. I throw a box at an object. I just was not seeing the right object, I guess. Oh, well, apparently we managed to just break the thing anyway, without my doing anything, and we just clipped a crate into another one. Let me tell you, this is very amusing, to say the least. Alright, so we can get a bunch of this shit out of the way and just replenish our supply of fun objects for a second here. Okay, so I can't hover. I don't need a box. Flip the far pillar. Okay, so I gotta go over here, huh? Right? I'm sorry this is like me not necessarily being the smartest person at video games. It's taking me a bit. Ow. Alright. Give him the melee attack. Can I pick you up? Yes. Get out of here. Okay. Gotcha. You know, I do admit that I like being able to do this. Of just like, you hit them with your stun club and you pick them up and you launch them into oblivion. That's pretty great. I'm not just saying that because Silver just said great in a voice that's kind of worthy of being like a sound clip in and of itself. Silver, Mr. No Inside Voice, the Hedgehog. Mewtwo's disabled in Smash, except good. I don't remember what Mewtwo did in Smash worth anything, honestly, but Disable was one of... That would have been Mewtwo's, like, more close range special. I remember that Mewtwo had, like... Mewtwo had a Shadow Ball, Shadow Ball for B, Teleport... Hey, do you have any tips here?
When you use your psychokinesis on an area with a green mark,
Something, okay, yeah. That's real helpful, Buster. Buster Brown. As opposed to the other Buster colors, I suppose. Confusion and Disable were the last two moves. Gotcha, alright. Mostly, I just... Nowadays, whenever I think about Smash, I think about... So for a brief period when Ultimate came out, I did play Ridley as my main. Although I was mostly a Cruel main, because King K. Rool was pretty good. Especially when he came out. I mean, launch K. Rool was really gross, and then they were like, well, we should probably make this a little bit less stupid. And I mean, fair enough. But... But yeah, I briefly played Ridley, and it was like, wow, Ridley's down B was kind of worthless. Anyway, the reason why I'm trying to kill this mech is because it looks like I have to. Or at least like it would help me a lot. Unfortunately, I can barely hit that. Where's the area with the green mark? And otherwise, where do I go? Like, I don't see... Okay, I think I saw one up there, but... Oh, where'd my ring go? There it went. Yeah, I see the green target there. But that's not it. That's not a target. Okay, I'm just kind of confused right now, so... Oh, fuck me. How many spike balls do I need dropped on my head? The answer apparently is quite a few. Hey, can I just pick you up? Yeah. Okay. I didn't think to try that before, because, well... Alright, reset our gauge. Fuck. This frame rate is absolutely having a bad time. Oh, God. Why do the rings turn into physics objects with you, Silver? That is actually really terrible. Like, unusually so. Okay, so this door is open. Location where we can do this. And that form us a bridge or something? Yes, okay. Well, formed us a stairway anyway. Boy, this...
Hey, not bad.
So I think I'm getting the hang of Silver a little bit, but man, he is awkward. And I'm not just talking about his personality. Alright, so... Great for a long-range shockwave. Yeah, that seems like it'd be pretty big.
Seem to be protecting that door for some reason. Looks like I've got to defeat them first.
That slowdown always has me worried because I'm just like, oh god, I'm not about to get full iframes for that, am I? But at the very least, that doesn't seem to be a thing that is a problem, so... What is a problem is that camera whipping around, but... Folks probably knew that already. Huh, that's interesting. I mean, he moves at a fine speed. His psychic powers are a little bit awkward in terms of the speed they move at. Oh, that was real good. I'm glad that the physics on the glass were very slow moving. Because it looks like I just clipped through it. Which is infinitely funnier. Oh, shit. This is... I don't like this. This is... Wait a second. I'm supposed to be in here, aren't I? Yes.
No sweat.
Okay, so I was about to get upset over the fact that I was literally going backwards. I even hold the speed record for running backwards. Fuck. Give me that ring. Alright, so now we've got...
Let's try going up.
Well, let's also try not getting our asses wrecked by a machine gun like that. That would be great. Then we can try going up. Let me try that again. Get on top of the crate. Maybe these crates should be metal. If it's going to be like a thing like this that you can... Why do I have this camera angle? Fuck! Why with the falling away stairs? Oh. Oh, when I forgot to save after one of the trials. Well, at least it's only one of them. But wow, this level is just disgustingly long. This is needless. And a lot of this is just absolutely terrible design. Because again, if I just barrel down those stairs, I'm not going to get auto-turned. And it's not going to go very well, to say the least. It's going to be too tight of a thing for me to just do that. Well, at the very least, we failed to save after the easiest trial, so okay, we get a little bit of, hey, you know, a little extra, but whatever. Yeah, that sounds really, really disgusting. So at the very least, we saved after the important parts. Unfortunately, I really wish that we could save midway through levels if there's going to be so many segments to some of them with these big, long loading zones. Let me save after the silver.
Sonic, I knew you would come.
Oh, right, I have to go talk to the guy. That's right. That's something that would be pretty helpful. However, I'm playing this on a PS3. So. Yeah. But certainly it would make some things a lot easier because, wow, you can die way too easily in this game.
Hey.
Alright, now let's save after that, just so that way we don't have quite as many loading zones. I keep saying loading zones and loading screens interchangeably, I know, but, I mean, technically, I don't know that it's wrong, so. Alright, here we go. Let's try and beat this before we get off here. We have an NVMe SSD, the loading is almost instant. Well, nice. I mean, I did get one of those recently, so. That may be something to look into in the future.
Silver, we don't have time. Let's get to at least right away.
Not that there's a future of Sonic 06 on this stream, but just in the future of other projects. Because if it works that well, then, you know. That was really dumb because I'm usually concerned about those sorts of things, so, jump around that guy. Oh, where's our ropes? Here we go. Oh, the 1-up is good at least, because we... Oh, boy! I forgot about that. I didn't think that through, the fact that there wouldn't be a path anymore because of that. That's... There's definitely some times when having to use enemies as platforms in your platforming game is not really such a great idea. Let's just say that. Which is basically what's going on here. It's not literally the same, but it's pretty close. But yeah, this is the correct way. Man, there's a lot of branching pathways in this game's design, and a lot of them that just really don't go anywhere. Alright, let's hit that loading screen. And go, hey, that's a loading screen. Excuse me. Yeah, I didn't remember that about Heroes, and I didn't know that about Shadow because I haven't played Shadow the Hedgehog yet. That certainly is one that will probably be on the list in some time. But I remember that in Adventure 2, it's not a thing where you can do that. So if you screw up a light dash, you're gonna have a bad time.
I think I can knock that structure down.
Alright, now let's see if we can make this work the way it was intended. It's not that hard. It's just gotta do a jump shot. I'm stuck inside the crate. Well, neat. It's been some years since I played Sonic Heroes. I would say at least 15. So, yeah. Didn't remember that, that's all. It kind of makes sense when that is pointed out. That's right, we don't even have to do that. That's okay, I want the extra. Maybe they just didn't have enough time to put it back in, I don't know. Oh. Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Yeah, so in that case, that would probably confirm, because otherwise it would just be really weird for them to just be like, yeah, we really don't want to do it in this game. And then suddenly be like, oh, wait, no, actually, that was a really good idea, which, I mean, it was, but... Yeah, you get what I'm saying. One of the few times when I'm actually able to express myself today. Get your ring. There we go. That missile spam does absolutely terrible things to the frame rate. Just, wow, that is spectacular. And not in a good way, but at least in a slightly humorous way, I suppose. I tried to say suspect and suppose at the same time. It's real good when you try to say two words at once. Especially when you really don't need to say them both. Alright. Come on, Eagle, let's go. Yeah, I think I've picked up Silver decently in terms of how to play him. So at least once we get to Silver's campaign, that's going to be... that should be a not horrible... part of the game? Excuse me. Although maybe not. Who knows? Pardon the yawning. It is getting a little bit late. Doing this may have been a slight mistake, but on the other hand, better to do it now than... The less of this that I leave for the next stream session,
Those enemies seem to be protecting the door for some
the
reason.
happier I will be. Sonic's campaign, anyway. And just his game in general, really, but, you know. Oh. Our obligatory physics objects. Yeah, here's the staircase that you're supposed to take. Wow, thanks, dude.
Piece of cake, no sweat.
Here.
Let's try going up.
Ooh, you got me while I was going around the pillar. Get a better camera angle for this. That's right, we're going up around this way. It's taking a bunch of hits in here. Alright, so that should be the room cleared. Yes? No? Yeah, there we go. Alright. There's some slowdown for us.
Gotta be careful not to fall off here.
Shit, why did you have to go and say that, Sonic? Look at what happened. It's like when you eat a box of Total and you end up getting in a car accident later in the day. You put that thought inside of your head, and wouldn't you know it, disaster strikes. And no, I didn't come up with that joke on my own, except for how it was phrased. It's actually from a George Carlin thing. But it's one of those phrases that's just stuck with me for a very long time because, I mean, I get the pun, but just in general, it's very bizarre.
Yes!
That's right, give me those 5 rings and those 5 frames per second. I know what I need the 5 rings with, but here we are. Get... What the fuck, man?
Gotta be careful not to fall off here.
Double what the fuck, man. I love the things that go wrong where you just have no idea, which is what happened with the crate. With the ropes, it's clearly because I just was not able to target them from where I was at. This level is kind of, in case I haven't made it clear, a little bit overkill. A little bit overkill. Bonk, 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 bonk. Everything. Out we go.
Gotta be careful not to
Damn
fall
it!
off here. Whoa!
Really? Yes is the answer there. Just depth perception and all that. I don't really have a whole lot of it. All right.
Gotta be careful not to fall off here.
Why? What the fuck, Sonic, you stupid blue asshole? You failed and then you got me killed for it. embarrassing. And it's not even me in this case. Honestly, the light dash has generally been subject to some jank anyway, so, like, I'm not surprised to see something like that happen, but let me tell you, I'm real glad we're going to be in a position where we're going to get right into a place where we can be debated by the fucking staircase again with exactly the same amount of lives, if that. Okay, I thought I was about to die there, actually. Alright. Frame rate? Do you feel like being above 10 for a second? Not anymore, it doesn't.
Gotta be careful not to fall off.
Alright. That's better. And yeah, here's this staircase. Alright, so if we just don't touch it, that works. Not the most satisfying conclusion, but we got there in the end. I didn't need those crates, did I? I did not. Okay. So, back around this way. Let's keep landing on the insides of these stairs. It won't cause them to crumble. Okay, okay. Please either give me a checkpoint soon or be done. I would much prefer it to be over soon, but oh hey, look. Even more shit for us to do. Oh, good, 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 good. Sonic, get on the ground, get the fucking rings. Oh, Jesus, this frame rate issue.
That's a lot of enemies.
Stop it, stop it, stop it. There we go, that's better.
Sonic, leave this up to me. You go after Elise.
Oh, why is there more of this? Stop already. It's... How long have we been in this level for, according to the in-game clock anyway? The timer there, like 12 minutes, I think, at this point. 11 and a half. Oh, good. And now it's a Mach speed section. Cool. Great. I'm so fucking glad that this is what I'm rewarded with for this shit. That I get to, after, you know, several, what feels like hours of the same not working level. And that's just on one continue. Well, now I gotta restart again. I hate this level so much. This is just too much. This needs to be split in half. This is too long. Oh, come on. So glad I had to wait for it to enter again. Some very silly reason. Alright, if you homing attack the level rings, bounce off of them. I don't get it.
Silver, we don't have time.
All right.
Let's
This
get to Elise right away.
fuck off.
Whoa!
I don't I don't have anything really to say anymore. This is bad. Okay, wow, who's surprised to hear that? Damn it, fuck. I think I may just be like, okay, I'm gonna do this next time, but I've spent so much time on this one stream doing this. Like, okay, I need to stop doing that. I keep forgetting that I...
I'll go on ahead.
Deep breaths, everyone. We can get through this together. Alright, we're finally back to this part. And by this part, I mean the loading screen right before the worst part of the level, except for all of the rest. Boy, I can't wait for that rope to not work again. It's gonna be a lot of fun when that happens.
Those enemies seem to be protecting that door for some reason. Looks like they've got people first.
That stuff. Time for me to now, like, obsessively collect rings, by the way, in order to try and get some lives back, because I'm gonna need them. I can't believe that at the end of all this, they put a fucking Mach Speed segment, too. I'm just... This is insane. Who looks at this and goes, oh yeah, this is the real game design. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really kind of broken down right now. This is extremely bad. I have nothing else that I can really say about this. It's useful. It's...
Let's try going.
I've played bad games before. In fact, I've played worse than this, I would say, and it's just... This really is just amazingly badly designed. And again, far too much for a single level. This... Never mind the fact that this was never tested. I can't believe that anybody went into the design of this and was like, yeah, this is how much stuff there should be in a single level of a video game. Of any video game, really. And again, not even just, oh, Sonic the Hedgehog. Hey, we got a 1-up, by the way, so at least we got that going for us. Boost pad. Again, I don't know what's up with the rings turning into physics objects in some locations. It doesn't seem to be tied to silver the way that I thought it was, but it definitely was happening in his area, so considering his focus on physics objects, you can understand why I would think that, but like, it is a little bit too much. They bounce around far too much in some of these areas. Anyway, God, this chair is getting uncomfortable. Oh. Okay, good. I was worried there that was not going to work, because we've already had an instance of it not working, so. Up there. Spring.
Yes.
5 rings. Okay, yeah, another one of these downward staircases. We just gotta go along the edge. Okay, I'm glad that 1-up is easy to get and recover from, because otherwise that would be kind of terrible. Get on the windlace. Okay, 4 lives. I feel a little bit more confident about dealing with this. Also, for the giant mechs, in order to get them into the core position, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if there's like some sort of specific condition that I need to fulfill for that. Because it seems to just be random. Anyway. Mock speed segment. More like game fucking mocks me segment. Load faster, Pokey. There we go. Okay, so that was our... Where's my ability to go sideways? Why did that disappear as soon as I lost contact with the land? I didn't know what was going on. I didn't think I'd be running on the fucking water wall. Why are we in goddamn Hollow Bastion in a Sonic game? I know we've been in settings like this before in Sonic games, but still, I just... I feel like I'm making too many Kingdom Hearts jokes. I somehow missed that 1-up that... Oh, it's ever so slightly off the ground, I see. I don't like that, but I see. Alright, so I don't know where I'm going in the future. I just gotta guess, I guess. Where was I supposed to be then? Where was I going? Where did I come from? And where did I go? Just let me skip more of this level for the triangle jump sections game. Come on, just... What the... What? I was pressing... It flipped around where I was going from the... The controls in this don't. I just... Why do I lose momentum immediately if I This is so fucking badly designed. I'm sorry, this is not good. Then again, I know that I'm not exactly... I don't know why I'm apologizing. It's not like I'm gonna upset anybody by saying that this isn't good. It's Sonic 06. People already know that this is just one of the worst games ever, and it... Frankly, it goes above and beyond the call of what people think. I can't control myself at all. Like, I have no goddamn control over where this stupid blue dumbass goes. I hate this fucking game so much. I I just... This is really upsetting me greatly. Like, I know that it's badly designed, and I know that it was rushed and everything, but it's just like, why is there so much here? This is just downright infuriating. I don't understand. I don't know who could look at this and think this was a good idea to be like, hey, let's put all of this into this level and none of it works. And just why? Just in general. Been playing this level for like an hour. I don't care anymore. I'm going. Fuck it.